When I was in high school, I found myself constantly on my phone. After my mother told me time after time to put my phone down, I finally realized how much I was really on it. I looked at my screen hundreds of times per day, making up about 6 hours of a day. Seeing this number freaked me out. My mother said to me, "Get involved, do an activity, go work out, do something that does not have to do with your phone." I realized I had gotten from home from school every day, plopped on the couch, and went on social media. If I wasn't on my phone, I was doing some homework, but I was never socializing with my parents or siblings. I was sucked into the social media world. I knew I had to get myself out of this routine. So, I spoke with my mother, and she said I should try working out after school. My mother loves to work out. She does it daily. She told me when she's on a run, she's in her third place. Right then, I knew I wanted to have a place free from the world's distractions. She told me I should try it out. Instead of running, I decided to pick up yoga. I would go multiple times a week after school, and I continue to do this here in college. After my first class in high school, I became excited to attend the yoga classes. Each class put me in a yogi trance. It was time for myself to enjoy the steamy room, soothing music, and relaxing but strenuous poses. I'm able to breathe here without the distractions of my device, which are constantly nagging at me. This is Bulldog Yoga, where I practice yoga as much as I can. The main room and the yoga room have a good, relaxing vibe overall. As you can see, they sell clothes, yoga mats, and more. This is where they keep the mats. I grab one and walk to the room. I take off my shoes and put my phone away in the cubby right before I walk into the room. Right when I walk in, I get this feeling of peace throughout my body. The warm air hits my skin and makes me feel comfortable. I already feel calm and in my third place. I lay out my yoga mat and sit crisscross on top of it before the instructor comes in. Some days, the music is already on when I walk into the room, and some days it's completely silent. The teacher walks in a few minutes after I arrive. She introduces herself and gives us a rundown of what the class will be like. The instructor begins the class. The entire time I'm going through the flow of the moves, I'm centered and at peace. I find myself not thinking about the outside world at all. I know this is my time to not stress about anything else going on in the world except for what I'm currently doing, yoga. As the class goes on, I fall deeper into my third place. I try to close my eyes and picture nothing, just plainness. This practice helps me reduce my stress levels, relieve anxiety, improve my breathing, and make me feel better as a whole. I fall deeper and deeper into this sense of peace as the class progresses on. Even when we are doing more difficult poses, I am still at a sense of peace within my mind. The instructor closes the class with a supportive note and tells us to stay lying on our mats for as long as we can. At this point, I am 100% relaxed. It is typically hard for me to be this relaxed, but after I have completed all the poses and workouts, laying down becomes the most calming part. The song that is played during the end of the class is an extremely soothing one, kind of like this one. It centers my body and congratulates me for a successful class. I typically lay there limply, catching my breath. After about 5 minutes, I take a long, deep breath and sit up. I do some final stretches, then I finally stand up. I roll up my yoga mat, walk out the door, and feel like a new, refreshed person. I gather my things from the cubby and take a huge gulp of cold water that is provided for me. This gives me even more of a refreshing feeling. I now feel clean and healthy, which makes me happy. As I walk back to my car, whether it is sunny or stormy out, I feel refreshed. At this point, I find no interest at all to be on my device. It is distant from my mind. I want to keep this sense of refreshment, so I leave my phone in my purse until I am forced to rejoin the digital world again. I encourage everyone to find their place of relaxation and newness. Once you discover your third place, it impacts your world as a whole. I am so glad that I can call this studio a new home for me. It has brought a lot of calmness and also happiness to my life. And I hope you all can find your third place.